Do, 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 do. What a load of shit music. We will get round to business very shortly. Just like to see who I've got on a minute. We'll probably have the trolls, but we gotta keep them happy, haven't we? Can you all hear me? Or is the music too loud? Well, we'll just get rid of that a little bit. Ah, that's better, you're thinking. Now it's gone. Come back again. Let's get rid of it. Good evening or good morning, whichever. Well, it's now 3 minutes past midnight. Can you all hear me okay? I'm not going to put my camera on because I've not got it set up at all. But can you all hear me? Sounds good. Well, what can I say? I expect there's people that saw the live stream last night of when I thought I'm not going to have any more of, not doing anything, being accused that I'm brought and paid for by a lady that donated to me, and I really, really cannot fathom out for the life of me why these people are so wound up about a tiny little donation. Is it the fact is where the donation come from? Or, well, I don't know. But we could start very beginning of what I actually saw from Dover right the way through until what I've seen present day, because technically I'm on the only side that I'm on, because it's not to me about picking sides and this, that and the other. I'm on the side of truth, justice. Also, I see stuff plastered over the internet all the time, and really. It's nothing, is it? To me, it's just no factual evidence of anything that comes out from people to say that they are for the people. But yet, when people produce evidence of people's wrongdoing, guilt, they come on the attack. So let's just say hello, good morning to a few of you late night listeners. So hello, Trinity. Hello, Happy Girl. MSG, I know she's here. Dowell Porter, you're here. Keen Bean Flicker, very good name that is. So all this is, so ever since my crime that what I can fathom out, that how I've upset the likes of Danny Roscoe, sorry, Scott Tomlin, sorry, what's your name? Because I certainly don't know anything, and nor should we. At least we should know your name, your real name, and anything like that. Because if you choose to put your life on the internet and you choose to portray yourself as some kind of freedom, truth, justice warrior, you have to be accountable for your actions. So it is time for you to be accountable for your actions. If you've got anything on me at all, you've had ample months to contact me, and I would happily play every single voice message and show my phone screen from Telegram, from you, from Ginger, because I've got nothing to hide. If you want to start using like the things I said to you, yeah, I thought it being played by public and everyone like that. But then you sit down and you when you're a critical thinker, like I think I am, you actually start connecting the dots yourself. And because all it was is once I called you out, all the attacks started onto me by certain people, individuals. That, because I called you out for something that you clearly were, in my eyes, doing. Because I'm not a stupid man. So, like I said, it's when you live on the internet, immediately what Danny done today, and I said this on the Wendy Woo stream last night when I was on there, the guarantee you that you're going to be cutting and shutting this live stream and you're going to be putting a video out or something about me. And you clearly have. Okay, but you cut and shut it. But like I don't hide anything from any of my viewers, any of my subscribers, because I'm fully accountable. I'm fully accountable for every person that subscribes to me. I'm fully accountable to them. I'm fully accountable for whatever I say on the internet. So you got to have some facts, and I had some things sent to me the other day, and I get loads of things that normal people would jump on the bandwagon because it sounds plausible, and they have done. Yeah, I haven't, because I know it looks completely it's called critical thinking. Maybe you need to do it. So what have I done so badly? So much to you, to upset you, and I can only put it down to one little thing. is that I'm more popular than you. I think it is, to you, it's popularity, because all like I said last night, all I ever see is you posting about how many views you've got. I don't care. When I was walking around London and mind you, I haven't live streamed properly for I didn't live stream at all last year. No, 2020. I didn't live stream at all really in 2023. I haven't really live streamed since 2022, like I did during lockdown. Yet when I went to London on the 7th, I had come the end, and I don't check my figures until I go home, or until, and I think I mentioned it, I looked up into the corner of my screen, because I don't view it as I'm walking around, because I use different equipment to you. 5,000 people on. But I don't go out and put a post out. The next thing, I'm putting a post out because I've had 5,000 views on my last video. Ain't great. What's that going to do? What exposure is that? That's just exposing you for what a narcissistic person you are. Shazza, they're not using me as a pawn. In a pawn in what? Tell me what a pawn in what? If people can, you know, because I can tell you some stories about Dover, you know what I mean? But why do we need to go there? Not no pawn to nobody. And I've had many people try to infiltrate me since lockdown, since I become popular, since I became what I think is a threat to people. Because they wouldn't attack you if I was a nobody, would I? So it's like I said, my only crime is accepting a donation from a very kind lady. You know, so let's start playing some stuff. All right? Let's yeah. Just bear with me, guys. Well, hopefully, as soon as I transition it, this will play. And a lot of people will start hearing it, and I'm going to play a lot of things.
Ruining them. Look at Tyrant Finder. Tyrant Finder was having 60 to 120,000 on a live stream. He was making a good bit of money out of that. And then as soon as he went with Moneybag Daddy and she gave him a grand, he thought that was all good, then he had to do her work for it, and he went so woke and started attacking everyone that she told him to. And now look at him, I don't think he can get 3.5 grand on a live. I don't even think he can get 1,000 on a live now. I've certainly not heard or seen of him for fucking a long time. Ruining them. Look at Tyrant Finder. Tyrant Finder was having 60 to 120,000 on a live stream. He was making a good bit of money out of that. And then as soon as he went with Moneybag Daddy and she gave him a grand, he thought that was all good, then he had to do her work for it, and he went so woke and started attacking everyone.
For a long time, and this was obviously the whole starting on calling me lefty and a woke person. Did you hear it all? Did it finish? Let me just sort it out again, guys. Hang on. Oh, hear it fine. And that was, you know, that was from Mandy Mosley, you know, giving me money. What's the crime in that? brought and you know what I mean? This as well. This was really funny. Hang on. So use this message, do what you want with it, because I told you last night, the only way you're going to get clout is actually using my name, because the moment people hear my name, their ears prick up. So they're not watching your video because... it's all because they're watching it because of you. They're watching it because of me, Danny. So that is, you know, it's all these cut and shuts of things that I've sent, but it's never in a context. So we got to always put context to things, isn't it? And obviously that was off the live stream last night, bought and paid for. But then what does that mean? What does that mean? Who am I bought and paid by? Because certainly everyone knows where I live and stuff like that. I've got people in the chat who's been to my house. You know, I go to people's houses who are in the chat for coffee. I meet people who's in the chat in my home city. So, but then nobody knows who you are, Scott. So to me, the attack, if you want to continue the attack, I will continue. And I like Clown, you don't release all your eggs all at the same time, did you? And you got to remember, when I first heard about Tommy Robinson and everything, because to me, I was a working class man who was bringing up a family who had a very good job. I didn't really give a fuck about Tommy Robinson, was a nobody to me. Like hundreds of thousands of other people in the United Kingdom that just wants the good for the country. They see Tommy Robinson for what he is. He's grifting. So why are all these people around him protecting him so much? What is he going to do for the country? Nothing. So if we all want to, you know, go down this route of Sunderland, and I was getting onto the fact is that the clown world was actually for Tommy. He used to promote Tommy quite a lot. So I feel I'm not being played by anybody at all. I've got my own mind, and I'm not stupid. I just saw the chat's not coming up on the screen here like it normally does. I don't know why. Something must be broke on the elements. Well, they don't like it, and they, you know what I mean. But last night, right? You know, it's like I said to Wendy. It's no disrespect to Wendy. You know, she's got 1,960 subscribers. She has her own following, her own regular viewers. And I said, well, we take it to my channel and do it. But yet they wouldn't go on to Wendy's, but they really want to come on to mine. But what would there be? No stipulations. There'd be no... Clown World won't be allowed to be on there. Public Annoyance won't be allowed to be on there. You know, there'll only be stipulations of who will go on my live. You know, I've got a message here from Danny. Oh, I can actually share screens, can't I? Oh, Chris, you and technology, you know, eh? So yeah. Well, what I'm going to do is I don't want people, you know, certain you know, they share, you know what I mean, on there. But this is all started back from, we might as well play it, haven't we? We might as well bring my whole Telegram channel into here, haven't we? All right, let's, yeah. So, let's see if this works. Oh, and it does. And do I have control over it? Oh, yes, I do. With a bit of luck, it will play. Okay. Tyrant, people have been showing me your video all fucking day, bro. So I thought I'd do a little reply here, a snippet. But this was in reply, you know, obviously because I was fed up, right? As they'd been attacking Mandy Mosley, and she's a supporter of me. It's got nothing to do with money. It's like anyone that got attacked. I stand up for anybody. It's a shame that Danny, I haven't seen him stand up for anybody really. But, you know, it's strange that you didn't come direct. Well, you've clearly shown why I don't come direct to you, Danny, is because you know, you can't talk, you can't listen, and this thread will show that you can listen to a little bit of advice from people. But can you all see that, or is that too small? Can you hear this? I don't know. Yeah. We'll have a look. See if oh, here we go.
Yo, what's going on, people? Yeah, so thanks to everyone who's notified me about a certain video that's going on and around. And if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna link it to this video. I might show it.
I guarantee you, nobody showed him. Nobody showed him.
This is just a quick video. I'm not going to mention any names because you already know who you are. Okay, but constantly harassing a blind woman is that your idea of fun? Is that your idea of standing for freedom? You stand for the unite, is it? The black and white unite. Yeah. You go at this woman because another group has gone at this woman. Carry it on and see what happens. Leave that woman alone. Alright? She chooses to spend her money the way she does. That's up to her. But also, for you lot then to go at her. And then because she was investigated, which is going for appeal now, you've all jumped on it. Oh, look at that benefit sheet. Oh, it all creamed in your pants. But let's just say this. When I was at a certain place the other week, all I seen was everybody that was speaking and that coked out their heads. Now I am absolutely fed up of certain things happening. Carry on.
I don't know why people are...
That was a video. It's not for some strange reason. It's not playing through because when it comes out, it goes into a separate window. I do apologise, but you heard the audio because it was a video that Danny did. You know, somebody walking with a cane, and it's clearly taking the piss out of people. So I've gone into it. I went into it. I don't know who to trust. I don't know about this. We're leaving the best. We're leaving the best. But we're all caught, just brought and paid for. Yet Tommy never declares anything that his public is donated to him. Huh? Should go into my emails to see how many times in 1 week Tommy's asked for money, but yet he provides nothing for the people to see what he's produced. But these people want to attack me. Attack me for what? To having an opinion? Seeing what people are not really doing what they say they're doing? But Shaz, Clown World was a supporter of Tommy. Why would you turn on somebody that you heavily supported? Why? Well, why won't people get dragged into this crap? Is that because they're what I personally think is down to? I think is down to people being afraid, being afraid to speak out because they're afraid of the attacks. But you can't blame people for that. They got lives to lead, haven't they? Because I've heard some vile crap, vile, veiled threats, vile language. And the treatment of certain people is disgusting. Yeah, I see no proof, but these people like Clown World, Public Annoyance, are all supposed to be Hope Not Hate. Hope Not Hate. Yeah, I've seen, First Rape of Britain, which, mind you, got taken off of my channel, which I believe was by one of them because it got more views than any one of them. And it was done out of jealousy because everyone else has stayed up and it was only mine that was taken down. Which was mighty weird that no one else got a strike for their Rape of Britain. But hey. I report on what I see. What Shaz? What? And Tommy is a good guy. And everything that Clown and Public have put out and everything, it's for what? If they're not the good guys, why are they putting this out? Or what benefit to them is it to just keep on and on and on and on and on about Tommy and everything like that? Well, what benefit is that? It's not in my eyes. I can't see any benefit, if they're not good guys or they're not good or up to no good. Enlighten me. Tell me what. Right, so we can agree on Tommy's a grifter. So why is Mandy not good? What's so problematic about Mandy? Because I treat as I find. Okay, I treat as I find. And I'm not afraid to actually, if I see something that's not right, I'm not afraid to actually call it out anymore. I used to be. Yes, they are vanished. People are. You know, why would I turn on Tommy then? Why would I turn? Oh, it's because I'm bought and paid for. I'm not brought. I wish I was, right? I so wish. You know what I mean? Maybe I'd be out of the shithole of a house that I live in, right? But you make it your own, don't you? You know, I got friends who live up the road from me. They know where I live. You know what I mean? If I was brought and paid for, then I wouldn't be here, what I live in. I wouldn't be up to my eyeballs in debt. You know what I mean? Living off the state. Well, yeah, I'm bought and paid for, really, aren't I? Because I claim benefits and, you know what I mean, can't work. So yeah, I'm sort of, you know, that statement he made, brought and paid for, is sort of true to an extent. Yeah, I am the state, isn't it? The state pays my wages. That's a problem. I'll gladly sit here and talk about my life all night long, what I've done, where I've been. I've been all over the world because I educated myself. Left school with no education whatsoever. Bummed around for a few years as teenagers normally do, you know, until I decided to join the old British Army because I saw that was the only way that I was going to get on in life because I had nothing else. No education. Dyslexic, dyspraxic, but that was picked up too late because when I went to school during, you know, 80s and early 90s when I left in 92, it wasn't, you know, dyslexia, dyspraxia and all those sort of things. They weren't around then. We were just naughty children. Well, you know, that goes into a different story. So I joined the army, travelled the world a little bit. You know, I went over to Germany, got injured in a nightclub. So I was what they called home only, not Northern Ireland. Came back to England. And then finished off my time, you know, looking after the sergeants and WOs in the mess in Tidworth in Hampshire. So, you know, I've been, and then after that, I travelled the world. So I've got a legend. Then came back, and because I was in the army, in the army, it teaches you. You know, people look at your resume. You might not have no other job, but you've got army. They give you a job. And I started in a career that I knew nothing about. Ministry of Justice is a driving of prisoners to and from prison. I worked my way up to a senior custody officer after 3 years. Then I was running a magistrates court and Crown Court in Bristol. Not hiding any facts about that. You can check me out. That's why I know a lot about law. And worked my way up because I wanted to more control things. I was then what they called a coordinated controller, a controller that was looked after area of the UK where all the vehicles are, where all the prisoners are located when they're outside of the establishment. So I worked my way into that. Then got made redundant in 2008. Then I walked into a job that I never would imagine ever doing. Walked into a job on the railway. You know, track walking. But then I wasn't happy just doing that because Tyrant's never just happy like being at the bottom of things. He's got to work his way to get somewhere. And, you know, after many years of being a planning and resource coordinator for a company, dishing out of work for people on the railway, doing a bit of weekend work on the rails myself. I applied for Network Rail. I applied for my dream job. Well, no, that was prior to that. I worked for AMCO as a SOW planner, which is a Safe System of Work planner, which is a qualification you've got to take. And I was planning everyone's safety when they were working in, on and around the railway. So I had a safety critical job. And then I left AMCO, a private company, but then I wanted to go and work for the big boys. I wanted to go work for Network Rail. So I did. I got a job there as a project manager. Worked there for a little bit. 2016, I only worked there for about a year as a project manager. Worked on the electrification from Swindon down to Bristol. But they missed out a little bit between Bath and all that because obviously it ran into, you know, over budget. But then I had to give up work because I got ill. Got cancer. I'll still be doing that now if I didn't get ill. But the only problem is with a safety critical job, the longer you're out of it, you're not employable anymore because you have to take exams every year. So if we talk about who people are and what their legends are, there's my legend. People know my name. Who are you? Can't answer, can you? Nobody can answer. I don't know who you are, Scott. Shaz, it's not getting caught up. It's just having, your say, innit? People shouldn't stay quiet if they think things are wrong. I can't sit back and let this continue to happen again for the second, for what I can see, it's the second time with everything happening, Can't just sit back and allow it to happen. Sorry guys, I'm just having a look at the chat. He clearly knows, right? He said, this message that Danny sent me, you ain't a big boy, you are a paid asset. If I'm a nobody, why are you so fixated? Well, I wasn't fixated until I found a video about me, that you did. And when it comes out, everyone will see, okay, me and Ginger and you on a stream, did you like it, eh? Sue me. Send me a takedown order. Whoop, whoop. You know the law. You name it. That's bit. See, I can't understand any English that Danny puts, really. I'm not being nasty, but I'm not good at grammar myself. So, I don't know. What video, you and Ginger? When it comes out later, everyone will see. You put it out. Maybe I ought to play every single voice message now before Danny and Ginger cuts them all up to try and do a cut and shut on me. Maybe I ought to play every bit of the messages between myself and Danny and myself and Ginger. Huh? Because I even said that to them that I thought it was strange that Mandy giving me all that money. I thought it was strange. Am I being played by Public and Clown and Mandy and Athena and everyone like that? Am I just a piggy in the middle? So I battened down the hatches. I'm not a fool. I knew what Tony was doing. I knew what they were all trying to do. They were trying to fish for information on me. So I thought, well, hang on a minute. I just play both sides, you know. Just tell them what you think they want to hear. But it's already out there. Everything I disclosed to them, they already know. They already know. I already said, I even said that I didn't trust Clown, didn't trust Mandy or any of them, but that was me protecting myself because I didn't want the attack from them at that specific time, because I was still very much sat on the fence, didn't know, was I being played by Clown, was I being played by Public, was I, and all those people. And when I then got voice notes from Ginger Tony trying to, what's this going down in Dover, trying to be my best friend. Jesus. You can play them all. I'll happily. I won't do a takedown notice of any of his videos at all. I won't. I'm not like that. I'm not like that at all. So, and he knows I'm doing a live now, and he's probably seen it, or somebody's probably reported back to him that I'm doing it. Yeah, nothing. Quiet. It'd be, I was in bed. Yeah, I received a message from him. 23, 25. Yeah. So I'm a man. Like I can't multitask. I can either talk and read, or read and I can't do two things at once. Have I been sleeping okay? Yeah, I sleep fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah, that's what you vanished. You hit the nail on the head, but a lot of the time I ignore it. It was like when I was up in London. Look, it was weird. The way I see it with the lockdown and with everything and how it all started was, I went to London one Saturday because it was the first London protest after when there was arrests in London, and there was a big protest up on Trafalgar Square the following week, and we all went. And that's how it really all started, because I had a following, because I went to Dover in early. We weren't early. It was summer 20. We were in lockdown, and this is how I got into watching Active Patriot, because I did my own. If the original people who are on my channel, they have been here from the start, will actually see that I used to do totally different things. I used to do more live streams from around my area and this, that, and the other. So I went really, but then I started watching a lot more YouTube myself because it was lockdown, and that's how I found Active. And we got to Active, communicates with the people on this stream. I had, he obviously knew of me, and he knew that I had a knowledge of law, and he invited me down there, and that's how I got involved with Dover. I was invited by Active to come down and film. And I would obviously, periodically, people in the chat will say, won't they? I periodically went to Dover. And then in September, we had that big protest in Trafalgar Square, and I went, and Active went, and I think Tracy and Dave were there, and a few others, and it was like a whole movement. And that's when I really seen men were linking arms and stuff like that. It was mad. On subsequent protests in like 22 and 21, never seen men link arms and hold the police back like they did in Trafalgar in September 2020. So yeah, and that's how I got into filming, the lockdown protests and everything like that. And good evening, Generic. Happy New Year to you, sir. Sorry I have not replied to your text message. It's been very rude of me. If you would have asked me this back, if you would have asked me in 2019, January 2019, would I ever go through cancer, start a YouTube channel, get over amass 30,000, over 30,000 subscribers, and get recognised in London more than you do in your own city? I would have laughed in your face. But that's exactly what happened. That's I never. We all know one of the hardest things to do is break into YouTube or get any sort of, following of people. Never thought I was going to get like this. I would never thought I would have got 1,000. Never thought I got 10,000, let alone 30,000 subscribers. This is that's mental to me. But like we said, we got to wait for Danny's video to come out on his channel, so we'll wait for it, I suppose. But a lot of you are in my Telegram chat. They're here now. Some are not, because they've come off the media. But you see the discussions. We're not nasty about people. We don't slag people off at all. We have facts, don't we? And we're not nasty to anyone. Is vaccinated, unvaccinated, or anyone like that within my Telegram channel. But it seems to me it's like attacks on other people, from other people. Bit of madness, isn't it? What, 74 people watching me, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's madness. I think I did it too late, really. But we'll wait for the videos and just let me. I'll have to set OBS up properly so it's all the videos are ready to go, and I'm not fighting through, and we got a lot of dead air. I'll have to get it set properly. But I just want to know, who am I bought by? Who am I paid by? That's the to me the question. I'm just reading the I don't know. I know. Tell me. Yeah, but it was like when I went up, you know, on the 7th to London, on Armistice Day. You know, and I hadn't really live streamed in over a year, and I had loads on, but it's not, to me, it's not about numbers or anything like that. I don't do it just to go. I can go out every single day of the week, right, and put out a video of me creating some sort of summit or other to get a video, to get a reaction out of someone. It's easy. Nowadays, all you got to do is walk along the street with a camera, and the first security guard that sees you asks you what you're filming, and 9 times out of 10 it always ends up with the police coming. I've had it in Bristol. You know, I walk out in Bristol. If I want to make a video, I can go to Bristol every single day of the week and get some. I don't want to, because I'm not in it. I'm not in it for greed. Because then I got to go out and create some sort of scenario to get questions asked of me by people. So I don't do it. I go out when I want to film. No one tells me to go out, and you know what I mean. It's like, the only reason why I broke you into YouTube, wasn't it? I got past the algorithm. The algorithm was promoting me. It's because of lockdown. The algorithm went crazy on lots of people during lockdown. So, you know, it's a proven fact. You could go and look at the figures, viewing figures on all YouTube channels. People were cracking the barriers there. Normally, when they say it takes about 18 months to 3 years to even get the 1,000 subscriber mark, unless YouTube sees your videos and think, oh, that's a good channel, they're nice people. You know what I mean? They could go far, and they will start pushing your videos. It is all down to YouTube do control a lot of the algorithm, regardless. And that lockdown, it was, was pushing. It was, for some reason, it was pushing live streamers, because we were getting confused as the mainstream media until YouTube clamped down on all of that. And I think that's how all the London YouTubers and things like that, myself as well, got bigger, was because of lockdown. Because we were going out and defying what the government narrative was, we had a captive audience, didn't we? We had all these people at home, all these thousands of people at home wanted to see it. So that's why everybody got thousands of subscribers, I probably wouldn't have. I was thinking my channel was coming to an end when I went to the first London protest. I thought that was it. I thought, not going anywhere. I've tried it. I tried to, break it, but no. But then, boom, it went. What's that, local? I received a notification yesterday saying a video was shared from 2 years ago. Yeah, do you get like really, really late weird notifications? It's like I streamed some Call of Duty with Relic. Relic is indie. I streamed some Call of Duty with him, and I'm not getting. Because people are using the same footage, they're accrediting me with the copyright claim, i.e. they're saying it's my footage. I'm getting daily all these notifications to say they've used 100% of your footage, 100% of... It's not my footage. It's gameplay. So it's not my footage, is it? It's their footage. It's mental. YouTube is... It promotes when it wants to. It stops when it wants to. And I've had that. I had that, right? I thought, but now looking back on it, right? Looking back on it, if we look about on the 7th when Tommy and all that went up to the cenotaph and everything like that, and straight after Suella Braverman, resigned, this, that, and the other, to me, it got the desired effect what Richie Sunak wanted, and he wanted Braverman out, didn't he? So he got to me, Tommy was either used as a pawn or he's in on it, right? And why for somebody that I have not live streamed, right? And I pretty much found my algorithm dead. No traction, no click-through rate, no nothing. And I still put the odd occasional video out, but it never got any sort of viewership. But the moment I went live in London on Armistice Day, I'll have a look at my analytics. I think it's 4, 5, or maybe even 6,000 live concurrent views, like I've said. What's not to say that YouTube were told to promote my live stream to see what I captured on that day, to what they could use for the narrative. Because to me, all the narrative, because majority of the football lads, because let's face it, there was no real threat on the cenotaph at all. And mind you, I tried to march on the cenotaph back in 20, and there's a video on my channel, you can all see it. And we were stopped. We were stopped further back, but I took the march on. I gave a little bit of a pep talk and took the march on right down to the HESCO fencing, the barriers that were up by the police, and that's when that guy got pushed over. So why did majority of these footballers, and I'm not saying they're not allowed to come and pay their respects to the fallen. Yeah, there's a little bit of decorum when you come to these sort of events, when you're paying the respect. I certainly wouldn't come draped in an England flag, or even a Union flag. I wouldn't come draped over my shoulders, because to me that doesn't show patriotism. It just shows stupidity and how naive you really are, because there's decorum and respect at these sort of events. You don't come dressed like the way you are to honour your fallen. So I thought that was mighty strange that people that normally wouldn't attend the cenotaph went there that day. I only speak what I see. Anyone wants to call me out for it, call me out for it. Just reading the chat. So it's like I was saying, turning up that day like that, it was to me was totally wrong, and it just painted a narrative exactly what the government wanted. Yeah, I didn't get banned, did I? Because they couldn't. Because they knew I knew the law. Really? And the coppers here, and no one would put it out. I remember the day we were in the car park and we were getting put out, and then when we all left the car park, and we were back the very next day, the copper coming up to me. He says, "Look, we're off camera, aren't we?" I was, yeah, we're off camera. We're not. He went, "Look, I do really respect what you're doing and what what you're highlighting." So to me, I played a cat and mouse game with the old bill. They know that I know the law, and I could possibly wrap them inside out with words and law. I thought Dover was fun. That was, that highlighted a lot. I enjoyed my time down there. Is that something to do with the Muslim race? They don't like something to do with dogs? I'm pretty sure. I'm not. I might be. I don't know. No, I'm sure it is. They don't like them because I'm sure I've read where a Muslim guy was refusing somebody's pet dog in his taxi, and it wasn't down to the firm that don't accept him. It was down to something to do with his religion or something. They don't. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure I've seen it. I am. Well, if it's quite funny, if you see the Palestinian protest that was going on Saturday in Bristol, it's weird because there's no Palestinians on it. No, look, we're all intelligent adults in this chat, right? We know they treat certain individuals differently to other individuals. We know that, but we've got to get down to the nitty gritty. Is why probably why as a country, right, that is surrounded by water, so easy to get into. We have the most ill-defended border out of any country, I would say, in the world. Because as long as you can get yourself on a boat in Calais or somewhere along the French coastline, and you don't even need to get here. That is the most craziest thing. You don't even need to get here. You just need to get halfway. You don't even need to get halfway. You just need to get the boat in the water. And if we really want to believe it, the truth of it even goes even deeper than that. If they really wanted to stop it, they could stop it tomorrow. But they're not. So why are we not asking ourselves why? Mental, isn't it? Do you know what? If Hitler was around now, right, I bet he would be kicking himself, wouldn't he? Right? If only he would have thought of that plan. Right? Let's all just sail across on little plastic inflatables. If you're right, then that's it. And I'm not saying you're not welcome in this country if you want to migrate here. But we have legal means and legal routes, and that isn't. And it doesn't matter what the NGOs or the lefty do-gooders say to you that these people are persecuted. They've managed to find that money to get here to pay these traffickers. Yet if they had any real claim in this country, they would go along the legal routes. They're not crossing the channel out of desperation. Oh, sorry, someone signed off. Now, you know, it goes on to the other thing that I was sent the other day, and I think I put it in my chat, didn't I? The other day, the email I was sent regarding the we'll find it now. No, that's a no tam. That's another no tam. Oh, where's it gone? They can't have. Nah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Something about it's an exposing a sinister plot that Richie Sunak, James Cleverly, Priti Patel, and Suella Braverman, Huzam Yusuf, is it Humzam Yusuf and Anna Sawa? They were allegedly a part of a committee and made a deal. Is this the one that you're talking about, the Albanian mafia back in 2015? And that's why we've got a immigration crisis now. I never alleged, because I've got no hard facts on this. Serco, who employs migrants, who are building and operating Supermax prisons, such as HMP 5 Wells. But I do believe HMP 5 Wells isn't a Supermax prison. I think it's either Cat B or Cat C. Definitely not a Supermax. So I don't know. Someone can check that in the chat. What category of prison HMP 5 Wells are? But the employ migrants to work in these prisons are being used to house homeless British white people who are rounded up by the government, who are then deported to Rwanda as part of the Rwandan agreement, who are then placed in prisons in Rwanda indefinitely. So we're talking a bit of like a Rwandan Guantanamo Bay type scenario. But don't know what's the truth, what's not the truth anymore. But certainly what we're being told by the government, and you know, we're definitely not, we're being lied to by the government. We all know that. No, to me, you can take that with a pinch of salt. Is it a bit like the UN boxes at the migrant hotels? And you got to remember, right? Why, you know, when we all seen that on Funky Preppers Live, you know, UN boxes. I've got a video from a source that can prove UN boxes are being delivered to migrant hotels, but he won't put the video out because he needs to protect his source. Now, why would anyone send that video to the likes of Funky Prepper that has never been on the migrant hotel business, or even said anything, you know, regarding the immigration crisis that I can see? Yet they send him a video of boxes and weapons, and I don't think it was weapons. I think it was UN marked boxes. But then he couldn't. I find it weird that they wouldn't send it to people like Active Patriot and other people that have actually been on, you know, highlighting migrants coming into the UK for years, giving it to them. So I take that whole Albanian thing, you know, the whole migrant. There is a migrant crisis. Something's going on. Something's not right. Something's smelling fishy as I look at it. Yeah, but if you, no one's flower, if you listen to that video, they said they found these boxes of guns. That sounded somebody definitely with a West Country accent, and if not, a Bristolian accent. I'll have to go back through my Telegram and actually find it, but definitely sounded like a West Country. accent. And certainly wouldn't you, well, I would put, you know, if I had a hotel and that was happening, I certainly would, you know, I certainly would put it out there for the people. Because that's data, you know what I mean? It's like you got, you know, and I was waiting for people to start jumping on, you know, the bandwagon with this AK-47 shooting. It looked like an AK-47 up in Liverpool the other night. I was waiting for the first video to come out. You know, to me, I didn't want to say it. To me, in the video of being shooting in that shop, it looked like a fat, tubby white guy. So, you know, I was waiting for people to call out that it's some Muslim, you know, migrant from a hotel who's, you know, I was waiting for that. But, you know, it did turn out to be some white guy, didn't it? But then again, yeah, no follow-up. Yeah. It was definitely West Country. So it's not, to me, the further towards London you go, so it was more Bristol. Definitely a Bristol accent, whoever did it. But you would think, wouldn't you, if that, and I will be getting off in a minute, you would think if it was that big and he had, you know, there would be some photographic evidence, you know. Some strange things. And someone did say in my chat, and we talk about lots of things, and it is weird. We talk about lots of things in our Telegram chat, and we chat about it maybe a few weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes even longer, before something actually happens, and we've called it ages ago within my Telegram channel. Or something that we've said within our Telegram channel, something's gone out and happened. So it's a bit weird. You know, I got foreign neighbours. I've got Indian neighbours next door to me. I've got Iranians across the road, and she always brings me nice olive oil over and nice biscuits over, actually. So it's like I said, they've come here, they come and settled, and he has a taxi business. You know, lovely couple, my neighbours. My next door neighbours, I don't really hear, but I hear them at all. They don't make a noise. But I speak to them, say hello. Always pleasant. So yeah, coming in and great in this country. Don't make me a lefty, does it? Oh, allegedly, right? This is weird because straight after I had cancer, right? It's weird. But then I don't know what to make of it. But yeah, straight after cancer, they found that I had something called latent TB. No, latent TB is that you're carrying TB, and you could turn into full-blown TB at any time. You know, because you're carrying it. And it wasn't like my mum had TB when she was a child. She was in a sanatorium for a long time, and they put them in places with just no windows on the building, you know, because they thought fresh air was a great cure for tuberculosis, didn't they? So I was a coward. They found that I had it, latent TB, straight after cancer. Yeah, it is, if you're nice. Yeah, it's quite weird because like I've even got Polish friends. I got Polish children that come and play with my children, and we're friends with their parents, and they're always giving us Polish food. They're always giving. You know, most English people, like, you don't go out, you know, you go out the house, they don't give you stuff, do they? You know, I'll take this home with you. It don't really happen, but I find with other cultures, they're always giving. You know what I mean? You get a knock at the door and they said, "Oh, I've just made some biscuits and would you like some?" And I'm thinking, fucking hell, that's just pure, like, well, to me, it's normality. I think that's great. And then she went home for a holiday and came back and brought us olive oil that they took off their own olive trees and things like that. And I'm thinking, fucking mental. You know what? It might have never, ever, ever turned into full blown TB. You know what? The latent TB. The treatment they give for you, it's mental. They put you on this course of drugs. I think it's 3 months. It's 3 months. Yeah, I had to take this 2 types of drug for 3 months. One turned my piss fucking yellow. It's quite bizarre, but it would give me what they call peripheral neuropathy, whereby you can't feel your extremities. They go numb because it kills all your nerve endings. It's weird. So they get rid of one and they give you something else. So I've got like no feeling really in the tips of my fingers, and I don't feel my toes. English they give us a cup of tea. All right, no one's flour. I do. Yeah, they do. They give a cup of tea. You are 100% right. Well, Graham, well, you got to remember, you're just asking the question, where are they putting them after the hotels? Well, they're putting them moving them out of the hotels into the local authorities, because if you look at 40% of some housing, is it London or some, I don't know where, 40% of the housing is the social housing made up from people that weren't born in the UK. So I don't know. So well, there's the answer, isn't it? They're putting them into our social housing. And I heard not so long back, the hotel near me, the Frenchy one, the Holiday Inn in Frenchy, because it's got nice tall trees around and it's very, very secluded. They're putting these pods in the car park. Now I'll have to go out and pay a visit on that to see if it's true. But you know, they're saying they're closing hotels and that, but yeah, they are. But they're opening new ones. We've got 3, 4, maybe 5 in Bristol now of hotels that are housing migrants. But hey, It wouldn't. If everyone was still out protesting like it was back in the beginning, local, back in early September the 2020, when I really thought a change was going to be made. And then it changed from then on. It got taken over. I think it became about money for people rather than making a change for the good. That's my opinion. And you stream London. You know it. You saw it. But there's nothing for people to be completely outraged anymore. Well, what is there? We had lockdown there. You know, we all thought it was going to make a change, but it just dwindled away. Yeah. Wait, I don't care, right? Is you got to come into this country, sorry. They're looking at it now, right? And who is the guy at the Home Office who deals with the passports guy? I can't think of his name now. I can't be bothered to type, but we'll have this little conversation and then I'll end it. The passport guy who deals with all the passports and how to get in and out of the country, the biometric system and everything. Do you know that we're having that system of whereby we don't even have to produce our passports at the gate anymore because there's just going to be a barrier and it's going to be facial recognition. So that's how they've already got your digital ID. Is it Cleverly? Yeah, there you go. Cleverly. They're going to start trialing it at certain airports in the UK, whereby you don't pull your passport out your pocket. You just walk up to the gate and the gate looks at your face and it lets you through. So, and they're trialing it. So to me, isn't that digital identification? Something that we've voted on in the past that we won't. And they're posing this as if we have this system, it will protect our borders a lot better than they are now. So how is it going to protect our borders when this invasion, because let's get it into context now, it isn't stopping, it isn't slowing, it isn't, making any headway in stopping the channel crossings, and the only time it stops or slows down is when the weather gets really, really bad. How is having that digital ID going to stop that? It's not, is it? Because that's still going to continue and we're going to be having facial recognition. You know, and I was watching another little thing about university in London, university in the States that looks into the technology into the retail crime, whereby, the goods that get stolen from shops, the most stuff like razor blades, coffee, cheese. They're looking at now putting these behind lockable cabinets, and the only way, if you want these items out of these cabinets, the only way that you can get these items, like your bread, your cheese, the high value items that get stolen all the time, is you have to enter your phone number into a digital keypad. It will then send you a code which you will then enter back. All right, so it's got your number, and you can't use burner phones because the phone has to be registered. It knows that the phone's not registered to a person. You then enter that code back into the scanning whatever you want, and it gives you that item, and then you can go and pay for it. But if you cannot steal it, because that phone is attached to it, unless you stole somebody's phone and you do it that way. So, and also they've got, you look in like Morrison's now in the self-service checkouts, and in all supermarkets, they got that camera. And in some of them, they haven't turned the software off where it puts the green box around you, the tracking box. That's the facial recognition. So they've got that technology in your supermarkets now, your facial recognition. And they don't let you out of the barriers, even though you paid for your items. You walk to the barriers. You then got to scan your receipt to go through the barriers to get out the shop. So do you see all these sort of controls onto thing, how they then can control people by, you know? Well, Paul, they could be. You know what I mean? You're looking at some supermarkets now. You walk in, you've got to scan your shopper's ID and things like that. So, you know, it's all down to, like, we've never said that we want to. We haven't got a national ID. We're not legally obliged to carry any sort of identification on us like other countries. You know, Germany's got a national ID. They've got to carry an identification all the time. We've been fighting for non-ID for so many years because it's a form of control. They've just slipped it in. We've got it. The ID is the facial recognition. That is it. They've got you all. You want a passport? That's your facial recognition. That links you. Your passport and everything now is all linked together. They've said it, haven't they? They've said that more agencies are going to be speaking to each other. They're going to be communicating with each other. We know departments of works and pensions have got access to the police national computer, you know, and all of that. We know certain government departments have got access to the police national computer. It's out there. It's already here. If people, you know, what the fighting that we were doing for the 2 years, you know, during lockdown, you know, it was all the testing phase. It was the testing phase for the facial recognition. They've got everybody's face, everybody's details. Nobody's been immune. We're already trapped. It's happened. And more, 2024, I can see being a year of a lot of shit's going to go down. Well, we have a digital ID as well, yeah, driving license, but we're not obliged to carry our driving. We're not legally obliged to carry any sort of identification with us, like some countries, isn't it? Everything was a test. Everything's linked now. Everything's linked. And the whole laying the, you know, is when we've got like all these people, these, you know, these death towers, 5G death towers. It's not. It's to link the digital ID grid together to control us digitally. No, I don't think it's to kill us. It's to do the bidding of tracking us. They don't need chips in us to triangulate us or track us, because I'd say, how many percentage of the population carry a smart device on them now? smart. We all know anything smart is there to do trackers, but we all carry phones, don't we? We carry GPS trackers on us all the time now. It's called our phone. And I don't give a toss that people say, "Oh, I turn it off, turn it off." You really believe that they don't know where you are, even if you turn your location off? I think it's even too late to people even to see peaky. People are starting to see the results of the. I take it. I know what the carrot means. I think it's too late for even now the people to actually even see it. It's it's too late. It's all the controls. The controls just about to start, and I think it's gonna start this year. I personally believe. I find an email. It's meant to. During the lockdown protests, right? I had an email from a company, right, asking me to stand in one location for a whole of the protest march, right? Because they had some technology that they wanted to use, and because I had the clearest picture, they wanted me to stand in one place so they could count the numbers of people that were walking past. And they showed me some videos of like how it did, and it's the same sort of thing. They're putting boxes around the facial recognition box, the ones like up in China when you see them on the CCTV cameras. You see the green box around the person and it's tracking them. They were showing me all that. They wanted me to stand in one place and get everybody. Well, I know that wasn't the government, right? Never did it. I don't know that wasn't the government trying to test out. An old Bill standing there is going to be a bit blatant doing something like that. But little old me, who's trusted within the march, is going to be able to stand in a place all day long and not bothered, isn't he? So yeah, it's all all about control. Why don't we ever see, right? I watch a lot of this. Yeah, probably got lots of people who are my age. Why don't we see any programs like Tomorrow's World or anything like that now? That to me is like bizarre, because everything that I've seen, I've watched back on like throughout. You can find them on YouTube, the old Tomorrow's World and everything. I'm thinking, yeah, I can remember watching that as a kid. When the BBC and all those computers came out and everything, but you don't get it anymore. You don't, future technology. Why have all of a sudden we were told what the future holds for us? We were told like the internet, right? It's going to be the next big best thing for us. It's going to be, going to be able to talk to everybody. It's going to be the most unrestricted thing in the world. But yet, it's now turned out to be the thing that controls us. The internet and the web was always going to be used against us. But they had to get us hooked on the technology first before they started to restrict us with it and use it against us. So we get nothing like that anymore. We're not told any future technologies that are coming. But we're told about the philanthropists, the likes of Musk, that never invented anything in his life, really, has he? Because Tesla's somebody else's technology. Yeah, it's a whole different story. Yeah, it's all interlinked, isn't it? Everything it's disgusting. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna have to go. It's 1:45, but it's been a good chat. But you see, we talk about certain things and then go off and talk about other things and don't let them bother us. But I thank everyone for joining me. Until the next time, guys and girls, thanks for joining and staying up so late. I will talk to you all again very, very soon. Why is that not playing? What I certainly have to do, get some better music for the next time. But have a good night, guys. Sleep tight and mind those bed bugs don't bite. Until the next time, I'll see you again.